Hey, ladies and gentlemen, you're listening to All Burgundy Gold Errything, powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio 96.9 FM, 1340 AM. I'm your host tonight, Glenn Thomas. Also joined with me is Bowie TV Commanders reporter and CEO, Candi Waller. What's going on, Candi? Oh, you on mute, Candi. Yeah, you good?
I said, how you doing, Glenn? I said, hello, hello. How you doing this evening?
I'm doing well, doing wonderful, doing wonderful. It's always good when we can talk about the Washington Commanders and the moves they're making today, right? The Washington Commanders they made some big moves today. And all of it was on the majority of it was on the defensive side of the football. I thought about you all day. Read the clues, read the clues. This is what the Washington Commanders are doing. They are shoring up the defense. They're making sure that the defense is younger as well as versatile, right? They're not just younger, but they're versatile as well, because a lot of people they signed today, they can go different places, different ways. And some of the signees they did today. Before we get into it, Candi, it's been a busy day for you. It's been a busy day for all Washington Commanders fans and reporters. Seem like Adam Peters and Dan Quinn are living up to what they say. They're making changes.
I mean, well, yeah. Well, today is the actual official start of free agency. On Monday, and
Correct.
that's why people got confused. Monday was when legal tampering started. So they give you some time to do legal tampering. For those, those players who are already signed or they don't know they're gonna this legal tampering or whatever, because they say you're not supposed to talk to people. You're supposed to do this like it was some secret or some game. Everybody talking all the time. So that's what happened. It's legal tampering. So then things can be announced. People can talk. That's the thing. Free agency it starts March 11th. Today is March 11th, right? So it starts from now through like July. And so it was the day. That's why I was kind of like, I think I may have shared this on the show. I said, that someone made a comment to me about they were prepared to have their socks blown away on Monday. I said, oh, it's not going to be today. It'll be this week, but it's not going to be on Monday. So, I'm glad you mentioned it. Use your clues, and everything was going to be fine.
Definitely. Well, here's some of the key moves today, and we want to talk about these players that the Washington Commanders signed today. Calavion Cason is an edge rusher. Signed him today. Was with the New England Patriots last year. I'm gonna call him Chingy. They signed Chingy today. Was a tight end. We mentioned this on Monday. We did a show on Monday. We mentioned this on Monday when Mike Patton was in the chat from Tennessee. Tennessee tight end signed him today as well. Nick Cross comes home. Nick Cross, former University of Maryland standout, comes home. He's a safety. Also signed him today, and officially, right, the team officially announced today Marcus Mariota's return to the Washington Commanders. All right. Let's start with the signees today, and then we'll go to people that were signed yesterday and of that nature. But let's go with Calavion Chasen, the edge rusher from the New England Patriots. Last year had his career high 7.5 sacks with the New England Patriots. Expected to be paired with Owada, the edge rusher that Washington picked up the other day. Washington, if you're doing the math at home, Washington has spent $112 million on edge rushers, and they've gotten younger as well. So, Candi, your thoughts on the edge rusher, Calavion Chasen today from the New England Patriots?
I mean, one of the things I say, and I guess my mom popped in. I guess you show the.
Oh, hold up. Hey, Mama Waller, how you doing?
And so, I always ask this question: did the team get better? Has the team gotten better at the position? Absolutely. This was an area that they knew they needed to get better. This also lets you know that it wasn't necessarily just the injuries. They knew they needed to get better at edge.
Right.
And they are they're investing in edge in that position, or those that can use that versatility to help with edge. You're seeing just the overall uplifting, if you will, or kind of just upkeep of the line. You're seeing that effort and that investment going into what needs to happen at the line of scrimmage. You're seeing more so of definitely more than what was done last year, right? Because there were moves last year, but this one is now showing you got 2 years of body of work now One where you experience some success, one not so much, but you still have a body of work of understanding where the league is headed. And one of the things that you all have heard me consistently talk about is in the last 2 Super Bowls, it has been very, very clear that what happens at the line of scrimmage in the trenches dictates your success for your defense. You've seen it. We've seen it. We saw the Seattle Seahawks do it this year. We saw the New England Patriots do it. You saw the Houston Texans do it the year prior. You saw the Eagles do it. When that disruption is happening up front, when you're able to collapse pockets, when you're able to get to the quarterback, cause that disruption that fizzles out plays, you have success. It overall, you got to get the football back. And with a healthy Jaden Daniels, we need to see Jaden get that football back. You got to get the defense off on third down. When you got that opportunity, take it, get them off the field, get your offense back on, control the clock, and run the numbers up. They're understand what I'm seeing just from the emphasis that they're putting on the line of scrimmage and these individuals that they are bringing in to really support the line, stop the run, all of that. I said, okay, they got the memo. They need to invest in what's happening in the trenches as soon as the ball snaps. That's what they're doing.
Well, you got to look at that too, because in the last 2 years, this team has been one of the worst in the league in stopping the run. Right? Everybody remember what happened. It happened with the Philadelphia Eagles in the NFC Championship game. Right? So now when we go before the championship game, you can know what happened the week prior with Jamil Gibbs, right? In Detroit. If Ben Johnson starts to keep running the football, it might not even make it to the NFC Championship game. We saw last year what every team that running backs that wasn't elite running backs, right, could run on this defense, right? So anybody who, if you get insert running back, right, will pick up yards and have their career day against this defense. So when you bring in a new coordinator like Jones, and you bring it in, you got to look at the Minnesota defense where he came from. They was known for stopping the run, and you have to bring people in who are able to stop the run. You brought a Tim Settles back to help stop the run. You got 2 edge rushers to help stop the run. You have a safety. We haven't even gotten about Nick Cross yet, because again, a lot of what the up front happens. When the front does their job, the secondary is a little bit easier. But also when the secondary does their job, the defense can guide with your pass rushers and stuff, can get quarterbacks off their pedestals, off their placement, and make them run around for their life. And now you have edge rushers who can able to get the ball, get to the pass rushers, get to the quarterbacks, and make sacks and make tackles. So I think they're building up a great defense, a good defense on paper, to a complete defense on paper, That's right, complete defense on paper. I never put the cart before the horse. Never put the cart before the horse. But on paper, what they're doing, they're building up a good defense, and they also building up some depth, because you have multiple players in multiple areas that the depth is coming, right? So we have this area that the Washington Commanders are doing. Today, I thought they did well. Again, we talked about Cleveon Chasen, like I said, 7.5 sacks. Hey, you take 7.5 sacks, right? 7.5 sacks is a good number. We talk about 73% of pressure, having pressure, being able to pressure a quarterback, get him off his placement. Let's talk about Nick Cross, right? Nick Cross, a safety position. I played for the University of Maryland. A fast safety that can cover sideline to sideline. Had to cover runs a 4.3 40. So you have a safety who does not, and who I'll put it this way, a safety that can tackle too, right? A safety that can go ahead and lay there and lay the wood in the tackle. I'll be that guy because I love tackling. Our safeties last year did not tackle very well. This wasn't a good tackling team, and I think what they brought in good tackling people.
Well, yeah, I mean, that was one of the things that I was always complaining about. I said the people that everybody was complaining about were the only people that's tackling. And you got to get people in here that's going to tackle. Do you want them to tackle? Remember, I was talking about this earlier in the year, even in off season. If you are building a program and one of the key tenets of it is tackling, because I was like, is it the tackling or the takeaways? What do you want? Right? Because it looks like you got a team that doesn't know how to do one or the other. So what do you want them to do? First and foremost, they can tackle. These guys can tackle, right? Go look at the percentage of their missed tackles based on the snaps that they take. right? Based on the snaps that they're taking. I think that's a key thing that people miss. That's a key. Use your clues, everybody. A key number, a data point that sometimes people miss. Based on the snaps that you take, what is your percentage of missed tackles? And these guys have very low percentage that they've brought in. Very low. Very, very low. Based on the snaps that they take. And so, yes, speed, faster, all of that, right? But all these guys know how to tackle. That was an issue. That was just an issue, period. And we're dealing with a safety group. And remember, I talked a lot about the safety position group. Like, hey, this is flying under the radar. So you did see point blank period. Each did the group get better? Did the position groups get better? There's still questions. Yeah, ain't nobody. Hey, this is far from over. Use your clues. But there's still questions. They're not full answers yet. They're not full answers by far. But did they get better at the position groups? Yes.
You know, when we talk about tackling, you talk about this team being a better tackling team. And we see they're doing a lot with defense. What I looked at today, and I saw nothing but defensive players. You got one tight end. We had a tight end. We'll get to him in a minute. When I saw them stacking up on the defense, my mind went to, you know what, Dan Quinn can't let happen this year what happened last year. Meaning I'm gonna make sure the defensive players, people are in position. I'm gonna eliminate all excuses. We're going to tackle, but we're also going to take the ball away because this team didn't have many turnovers last year neither. Right? Mm-hmm. This team didn't have the turnovers last year neither. And you mentioned earlier when we was talking about it, you want to get Jaden Daniels the football back. You want to get him back the ball back in good position. So you have guys who fly around, who play fast, who can play physical, and who can get off the field on third down. This team was one of the worst teams on third down last year as well. Right? Teams converted first downs on this team over and over and over again. Had long drives and long possessions. So you want to be able to get that. So I'm thinking Dan Quinn and this staff is giving Durante Jones, they're giving them the pieces. And it also shows me that they're confident enough in what they have on offense for the most part, as far as day one. Your thoughts on them just continue to build on this defense and the mindset of Dan Quinn and Adam Peters?
Well, I want to continue to remind everybody that this program, one of the tenets of this program is competition.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to stay, you got to earn your keep. You got to earn your spot. And so I want that to not be forgotten because that is a very important, very important point. And I also think that this is just, something of, what do you need? What do you want to do? This is showing me not only is one of the tenets of your program competition, you want to get faster, you want to get younger. I mean, and that's what everybody is saying. Can I just be honest about that? That's what the whole entire league. Remember, I think I told you all that. That's all we kept hearing at media availabilities at combine. It was everybody is saying it. It's a thing, right? And rightfully so, because we're in a space where the league is shifting. And so you're seeing a turn of the tide. And I was like, you need smarter people. You need smart people. And you do need faster people to just keep up with the Bijan Robinsons of the world. Of just, you know what I mean? I mean, it's not going to get any easier to win a Super Bowl in this league. And we are seeing a shift. I told you all what happened this year, what Seattle did this year, what Mike McDonald did this year as a defensive play caller, head coach. I'm going to go back to that point that you made a moment ago. And being the first defensive play caller, head coach to win a Super Bowl. That's insane. But it also shows you a turn of the tide, that this is going back to defense winning championships. I mean, that almost been to a thing of the past, right? Oh, it's making a comeback because that's what won the last two. That's really, in my opinion, the last two. It was clear. It was obvious. It was evident. And I think it's definitely clear now. when we saw the two defensive performances from both teams. I know a lot of people were like, this game is boring. And I think I saw Richard Sherman may have posted about the game. And I said, oh, to somebody like me, this is a work of art because it is showing, no, if you still get to that quarterback, hey, listen, and so yes, the Texans defense, they set the bar high. They set the bar high. Now, of course, we can learn a lot from the Texans, right? Because the defense set the bar high. But if your offense can't get going, hey, you ain't gonna win there either. But so it all has to work together. It all has to come together. And Dan Quinn is a defensive-minded coach. You need to beef up your side of the ball. I want to bring up a very important point, because we know that, Mike McDonald has the defensive coordinator. He's a defensive-minded coach. He calls the plays. Jesse Minter is the head coach of the Baltimore Ravens, defensive-minded coach. Yes, he has a coordinator. He's made it very clear that he calls the plays. We're seeing these head coaches, whatever they are calling the plays. Now, I'm not saying that was Aaron Glenn. He calls the plays. I want to use your clues and keep that under your hat and keep that on your radar. Because we're seeing these teams. I pay attention to patterns, and I pay attention to patterns and themes across teams that win consistently, or you see them do things that kind of change the way the league operates. And I'm not saying that Dan Quinn is going back to calling plays. I'm not saying that, but what I am saying is everybody else is, so why aren't you? That is what I'm saying. So that's not necessarily for discussion, but keep that in mind, because of many of these, and it goes back to the turning of the tide. We're seeing more new school approaches than some of the old school approaches. And it is going to be different. It's going to be interesting, because these head coaches are like, oh, no. That is my area of expertise. I call the plays, and I love it, quite frankly.
Well, some people want to put their own fate in their own hands. So want to put their own fate in their own hands. Taj says this, man, which is great. Good question here. It appears that this new defensive coordinator is doing a better job communicating to his GM what he needs for his defense to be successful. Every signing fits in a certain type.
I don't think that's the case. I mean, we all knew what they needed. I mean, it wasn't like, it's faster, younger. That's what they did. You know what I mean? Faster, younger. They understood you have, because now, like I said, you have a body of work. The last 2 years under Dan Quinn's, under Joe Witt Jr., but under Dan Quinn's leadership, you've been poor at stopping the run. You need to get faster. You need to get younger. You need to get better at stopping the run. You got 2 years of work. So you got data. You got plenty of data. What are the themes? What are the patterns? It can show you right there where you need to get better. And they went out and got players that did that. Now, here's another thing that I also want you all to keep under the radar. This is very, very important point. The point about relentlessly teaching. Clearly, somewhere along the lines, the teaching part, the development part fell to the wayside. But now you're in a situation where you got to bring in people to do things that others should be able to do by now.
Yeah.
And so that's something else that I'm not letting them off the hook. I think they've done phenomenal, but they're doing phenomenal based on what clear needs are.
But I think to Taj's point here, what I see is the point is that one, real quick, the Washington Commanders also signed defensive end Charles Amanahu from Kansas City today as well. So that's another defensive end that's coming in. Talk about the competition that you talked about, right? And Coach, I'm gonna get to your question too when we talk about competition. But text on Taj's comment. To me, what it seems like when it says when Durante Jones was having more communication with the GM, I look at it this way. You have a true defensive coordinator, right? I'm going to be honest. Joe Witt wasn't a true defensive coordinator. You have a defensive coordinator who knows what type of player he wants. You have a defensive coordinator that knows and understands his system and is not running Dan Quinn's system, right? Because let's be honest, Joe Witt was running Dan Quinn's system, and they didn't have the players. And Witt was the Witt was kind of central. I'm not saying a yes man, but we said it all the time on the show. He wasn't elevated, ready for the job as of yet that we saw. But you have a guy who's been around great teachers, and he knows what type of athlete he wants, know what type of player he wants. He know what his defense needs. When you're a defensive coordinator and you're running your defense or the defense that you're getting ready to install, you know the players that you need. I need quicker, faster, stronger people at this position. I need this type of linebacker. I need this type of nose, defensive end, what they got. So, Taj, I get your question. Yes, I believe there's a lot of input. I believe that Durante Jones, I think Durante Jones is not sitting there being quiet, right? Like
No.
I think Joe Witt was the yes man, and I think Durante Jones is like,
that's not accurate either. Joe Witt. So this, I'm glad y'all have me here so I can inform you all. Let's be clear: the coordinator always has input. Everybody.
Yeah.
And remember, last year was a time where I said perhaps they had too much input, right? Because you got so much input, somebody can't come in and say that's not, you're going away from it. Of course, the coordinators have input, as do the position coaches. That's something that I've talked about quite a bit on this show and quite a bit on my show as well. They all have input. They're all talking. They all get it. They all understand. I think you have somebody in a Durante Jones that is a better talent evaluator.
Cue that.
You know what I mean? That's the key. This isn't about who's in the conversation. They all have conversation, right? You know what I mean? Yes. The difference lies in the skill set of being able to evaluate talent. That's what we're seeing happen here. Because I could assure you, the coordinators and position coaches absolutely have input on what they want. You got to establish the culture, establish the program, and you got to get the players to map to that. They're all talking. They talk all the time, right? But I think the difference is who is the better talent evaluator. Nobody is being quiet in either sense. Joe Witt was never quiet. So, but I think Durante, they can, and again, they got a better, they know what they year 3, you're a little bit more clear on exactly who you want, what you want, and who the free agents are that you could get. And these were also players that all of us in media had projected would be with the Washington Commanders or were excellent fits for the Washington Commanders. So if we're able to detect them and we're able to have those conversations with them, but of course the team has, and more often than not, wink, wink, use your clues. That's where we got the information from. It was from the day.
I'm gonna break Coach's comment up here. Coach says, is there such thing as too much competition organizationally? Can you have too much competition? And on a team, in an organization?
Well, when you are losing, I don't think so. You know what I mean? When there's not a clear winner, when there's not a clear person, I don't think so. And I mean, I don't think you're gonna have 5-6 people vying for a spot, but I think that it starts first with who you're bringing in the door. Like, you know what you want, but you think a player possesses something, and that player does it. And if you just read their draft profile, or you read where their strengths and their weaknesses are, then you understand what they have and what they don't, right? I think at times, I'll say this as well, I think at times maybe some things are based on what you think a fit would be based on who you like. And likability is a factor, of course, because that adds to your culture, but I don't know if that's a talent evaluation factor based on what you need to be successful overall. I mean, it's part of it, but overall, are there too many? It's always a thing. You got to have a cap at some point because you can only have so many people on your roster.
He said add a second part to that. Hold up. Is there, let me find this other part of his question. But I also want to add to that too. You have a team who's turned over a lot of players, right? So you really don't know what you have. So you want to cream the rise to the top. We also have a team that had injuries last year, right? And had to go looking for people. So you have to have depth in different positions as well. So the Washington Commanders needed the depth in these different positions. They need to be, as Paul says, they need to be competitive. They need to be sharp. They also need to be effective. You got to be able to have the right people in the right place. But also the biggest point is too, when you have to sub people, you don't want a big drop off neither, right?
No,
his coaches up. You don't want a big drop off. Evaluation is prerequisite for development, and here it is. Evaluation is prerequisite to development. It's far easier to evaluate 11 starters than 19 starters. It is definitely true. Which is true, coach. But I said also same thing is you want as many. If you're the Washington Commanders and you look at how your roster got depleted last year because of injuries, you want to be able to bring people in. And guess what? If this person doesn't work, I insert here, and it's not a major drop off. And we know we watched this team last year when certain people got injured and we had to put other players in. It was a major drop. It was a major drop off from what you had. So you want to be able to have players that are able to rotate, compete, stay healthy for the most part, and so they won't be a major drop off. Because teams like the Philadelphia Eagles, when their players are hurt, there's not a major drop off in some positions with the Philadelphia Eagles, right? When you look at some teams again, we used the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last year. Tampa Bay had the same injuries Washington had. And they were still winning football games. It was a major drop off in their organization last year because of what they had in their house. So Washington want to do that as well. So we talk about competition. Candi, we mentioned this on Monday, right? The Washington Commanders now have not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 tight ends because they signed today Chingy from the Tennessee Titans. So we have 5 tight ends for the Washington Commanders. As of today, as of March 11th, there's 5 tight ends on the Washington Commanders roster. Too many in the room. Your thoughts?
Well, I mean, it goes to show then what's going on with Ben Sinnott. What he gonna do? I told you, I'm gonna be hard on it on that 2024 draft class. Somebody's got some explaining to do. And let me be clear. Remember, I said this on Monday. The problem is, why do you have to spend money on a tight end right now? Why? Somebody should be ready to go. You know what I mean? Somebody should be ready to rock. Nobody, not in that regard. So okay. And listen, Chig was on my list. That's right. Very good. Right? But that's because we know, to your point. So Zach Ertz was the best we had. Okay. Can't nobody take. All right. These are signs. These are signals. You don't have what you need to be championship caliber successful. This goes back to the use your clues on the relentlessly teaching. What was happening in the last 2 years? If you weren't relentlessly teaching. I mean, we knew that because we could tell, right? We knew that. But I'm just saying, Chig was on my list. I'm absolutely, that was information, intel that I got. I shared it with all of you. Told you all to continue when Isaiah likely was gone and this, that, and the third. I was like, oh, there's people available. Go back and look at the list. It'll be fine. You know, Chig is, well, that was one of the people that, yes. The challenge is why. That's where I'm at with it. So I'm looking at this 2024 draft class like, all right, what's going on here?
But Candi, you
conversation.
You asked the question why, right? And coach says this: which Washington lacked a tight end who could both block and catch passes. We talked about that the other night. If you combine all 4 of those guys, they probably make one good tight end. Now you have a tight end who can do both. Here it is. The NFL is a performance-based business.
Yep.
Right. It is a performance-based business. What Janet Jackson says, what have you done for me lately? Right. What have you done for me lately? And we know here that the tight end position last year, if you look at the numbers, did not produce. They didn't produce. When Zach Ertz went down, even Zach Ertz, while he was healthy, didn't produce the numbers he had the year before. Right. So you have to bring somebody in who's able to produce on a consistent basis. You don't know when Zach Ertz is coming back. I know you mentioned he's moving along well and he's doing well in the progress of facts. But again, you have you got Yankoff and you got Stinnett.
You're not coming back to be your one. No.
You're not coming back to be your one. You got Yankoff and Stinnett and those guys who have not, I'm going to use the wrestling term, who has not went and tried to grab the brass ring, right? They didn't try to grab the brass ring, whether because it's due to talent set, or because it's due to inability, due to the fact that they didn't develop. All that could be tied into one. There's no development, and the OC didn't like them. All that other stuff, whatever case may be, nobody grabbed the brass ring. Nobody stood out. So what do? You don't leave a good tight end on the table like Chig. Hey, guess what? He's out here. Let's bring him in. Maybe it makes some of those guys step up. It may send some of those guys home, but I guarantee some of those guys are going home. Somebody's not going to be on
a you
somebody. 2 or 3 may not be here. So
you wasting time in a spot, because here's the thing, and I see some comments like it could be they only wanted them to block. I can confirm that's not the case. I think we could look at Paul's comment when he said there is no challenge. Candi, Ben was a miss. That's what I'm going back to. I'm not going to necessarily say that, but what I am going to say is, and you all can use your clues to draw your own conclusions. They had to bring in Chig of year three of someone you drafted pretty high. So at that point in time, this should be somebody who is actively performing on your roster. So you can use your clues on that one. That's all I'm saying. I mean, to your point, this is a show and prove year. What you doing? Or you wasting? You holding up the spot. You holding up time here. You got to learn. But this also goes back to relentlessly teaching. I don't know what's going on. I mean, they're gone. The coordinators are gone. They're gone. But I'm just saying, there's a lot of time that gets wasted in that kind of stuff. And it's unfortunate. Because you draft for certain positions so that you don't have this challenge, but
Tosh says this, the old OC campaign for the tight end and couldn't get him on the field, which is true statement. He did campaign for the tight end and could not get him on the field.
But I think that was
one of those.
But whose fault was that? You know what I mean? Like it was just, Interesting. I'm glad
there's a lot of fault going on there, because again, you look at the player, everything that we've talking about so far, and we've said this for weeks, and even doing in season, it comes back to player development. Players did not develop the way they need to develop on this team last season or the last 2 seasons, whatever you want to ask, since 2024, right? Didn't develop. If you're coming back to second season running the same offense, right? Let's be honest. There should be better. There should be more development than you had the first year, right? Again, they have to admit, and we got to give Adam Peters. You have to admit that he was a miss. If you're Adam Peters and you look at the draft and you look at he is a miss, right?
Right. This is like what it is.
Let you know what it is.
Depth. Bubble wrap them now.
Yeah,
wrap them down. Unless you draft another, but then you shouldn't draft another one. So I don't think they're going to use a draft pick on that. But no. I think what we've seen in free agency so far, is this. We've seen that this team has went mostly defense in free agency. In my heart of heart, my belief that during the draft, this team is going to go probably heavily offense, because I think they're filling a lot of their spots in free agency on defense. And then when we get to the draft, unless there's somebody that they just can't miss, they're gonna go offense at the draft and defense they're doing free agency. Yeah, I have some thoughts on it. It's very interesting. And free agency will continue to go on. This will be an interesting time period. I'll be doing a lot of investigation on what the Giants are going to do with their pick in the draft. Tennessee and New York, 4 and 5, are really pivotal in what the Commanders do. There's still plenty of holes. There's still plenty of things that are not answered, even with all the defensive players they added. Obviously, right? There's things that still aren't answered, obviously. And the depth thing is still absolutely a thing. Absolutely a thing.
Candi, I want to talk about this one, and this is we mentioned it earlier. We haven't mentioned his name yet. We talked about all the people that were signed today, but yesterday the Washington Commanders signed Leo Chanel, a linebacker from the Kansas City Chiefs, a tackling machine, a young man who can come down and stop the run. He's a run stopper, We talked about early in the show, run stopper. He is a run stopper. Can we start reading clues on the signing for Leo?
I mean, well, it depends on what player you think he, because I know who he plays like, and I know what it mirrors, and it may not be what people think.
Okay.
I mean, the key question is based on what he can do. And I actually talked to some Kansas City media, and they're pretty split on whether or not he can cover. So that's a challenge because I thought he could cover as well. But people on the ground there don't give him a lot of credit for that at all. But in stopping the run, speed, getting to the quarterback, operating as an edge, is what those in Kansas City have shared with me so far. I can go back and look at some of the direct quotes and messages as well. But he is a beast. He is a tackling machine. Now, a lot of people were like, well, why he didn't stay in Kansas City? Why they didn't keep him? I mean, that's a loaded question. I think, hey.
Money talks.
But money talks. Money talks. But this was also a player that I had mentioned and said that, the Commanders were looking at.
7 sacks last year.
He doesn't play often. Could he be Mike? He could, but he doesn't do that. So I will say that out loud. So is this like what Frankie was supposed to do?
That's what I'm.
Is he who Kane was supposed to be?
Is this what McGee was supposed to do?
So, but see, McGee was supposed to come in to be Mike. He was Bobby's backup.
Yeah, but McGee played all over the place too. McGee, when they played.
Well, that's why I kept telling everybody Bobby don't have no backup. In real life, yes, you're exactly right. In real life, as the field general, it's something to use your clues but keep your eye on, because I often brought up Frankie from 2024 season, 2025 season, 2024 season, 2025 season. So yeah, that's all I'm going to say on that one. And you can look at how he plays and say, well, who does he play like? What is the expectation for him to do? Everybody knows, you know what I mean? Everybody knows what everybody wants to say. So it's who is in trouble here. I think the obvious reason that everybody would think is immediately is like Bobby, but I'm like, are you sure? Because I mean, in trouble, sure, but I'm talking about in this specific case.
No.
So who on this roster before Leo's arrival was supposed to do that?
Right. And one thing that made Leo show up too, this kid only missed, looking at the stats, he only missed 4 tackles last year. I will put that out there, that he had a passer rating of 98.8%. He only missed 4 tackles. So go back to your coach. If you look at that 3-4, he played in that Sam linebacker. If you look at what played the Sam linebacker, outside linebacker last year, the Oos has some competition. I'm gonna put it that way. The Uso has some competition because there is. I'm gonna say it, Candi. You can't say it. I'm gonna say it. Uso has competition.
I can lead you to the one.
Competition room. Uso competition is in the room, is in the building. So again, when what you want when you have a new coordinator and you're trying to change the culture. Let's not act like this team was 12-5 last year. This team was 5-12. So everything that you did last year didn't work. Call it what it is. You gotta Matter of fact, you're not defending anything. You're not the same 5-12 team. You don't even have the same roster. So everything is different. What I'm going to look at here in the next couple of weeks, I'm going to look at not only the draft, but I'm looking at OTAs. Who's there, right? Who's participating? Who's competing? Who's doing everything they need to do, and where they're at OTAs. Then we're going to look at training camp, where they're at training camp. So again, these, as you mentioned, Candi, these pivotal days. Today's just day one, right? We got to tell free agents are going to
be a lot.
Right, July. Free agents are going to be being signed on a regular basis. So when we start looking at who's coming into house, and you're like, okay, we got this many linebackers, this many tackles, this many quarterback, this many old linemen. So again, there are going to be some things that that's going to be a lot. But I'm looking forward to the competition in these positions. Taj, you said something too. Hey, McGee has to step up because again, McGee didn't play the Mike last year a lot because if some person didn't, Bobby never came off the field. It is what it is. He played 100% of the snap. So McGee and both were on the field at the same time. So McGee played that other linebacker that's there. So again, you have there's a lot of questions that Adam Peters, Dan Quinn, Durante Jones, these coordinators, Ken Norton Jr. Because we talk about coordinators, right? We talk about coordinators, we talk about position coaches. They're going to have to make and evaluating this team and evaluating positions and players and where they play at this year is going to be key. So I'm looking at a Ken Norton Jr. How does he coach these guys? How does Durante Jones give the instruction? How does Dan Quinn, how much involvement is Dan Quinn involved? I'm looking at that at training camp, at OTAs. How quiet is Dan Quinn? How much involvement on the field is Dan? How much he's coaching up and talking up? Because go back to Candi, back to read your clues earlier, head coaches are being more involved with their defenses. So again, those are things you want to see. Taj, we talked about it towards the end of the year, right? How many times this was to the OC, who players ran off the field and talked to when things didn't go the right way. Those are the things that we're going to be looking at with this team moving forward. Because again,
big question. I'm gonna tell y'all a big question. Let's ask it frankly. Who is Mike? And everybody can think about that because you don't have one right now.
And that was my answer. You don't have one.
You do not have one right now at the time of this stream. So if anybody watches it later, use your clues and then you get it. It is one. Be like, oh, what did they talk about? Look at the time stamp when I'm saying this and when we're talking about this right now. Who is Mike? Okay.
You don't have one. You don't have one on this also. You don't have one on this
right now. And so you see, but you're making moves around. You are. So if you want to go a different way about this, okay. I got another theory. I got a couple theories about this, but I'm gonna wait. On those theories. We got to get through free agency. I'm gonna wait on those theories. My theory is still going to be valid either way. Because here's the reality. In some respects, you got to play 100% of the snaps because the defense was just that bad. Now you're in a situation where the defense isn't, at least we hoping. Perfect world, 100%. Everybody stay healthy. Defense is in fact better. You in more of a rotational scheme. You may not have to play all 100% of the snaps. The challenge then still becomes who is the Mike backup? Let's just say it. Bobby Wagner comes back. Who's his backup? Incoming theory that Sonny Styles goes number 7 to the Washington Commanders. Because I can tell you right now, he would absolutely, he could do it. He could. And I'm not even talking about combine. I'm talking about the intellectual ability to be a field general. That's a different type of intellect. I'm going to tell you. It is a completely different athletic and intellectual ability.
If they go that route at 7, that's another game changer as well. Because that's
all I'm saying. Who is Mike?
That tells a telltale sign. Because you don't draft the number 7 guy to sit on the bench neither though. You don't draft a first rounder at 7 whoever's
at 7 is playing. At this point, I think it's Jeremiah Love. It's either Jeremiah Love or Caleb Downs, period, at 7. Right. However, if this Mike, in either way, even if Bobby comes back, guess what? They can draft somebody. It doesn't.
is still there. So
I mean, but the challenge was, and I never wanted to bring Sonny up because I do not at all believe he was still there. I don't believe he's still there, but free agency had started. So I'm doing my rounds.
Hold on, Candi. Good night, Mama Waller.
Good night, Mom. Oh yeah, and I've said this before. You all have heard me say.
Good night, Mama Waller. I gotta make sure she saw me. Good night. I'm sorry, Mama Waller. I was late. I apologize.
Yeah. And so the Giants, absolutely. This one of the first things that I've shared is I didn't even get through Tuesday morning of combine media availability. And a particular person came up on me and was like, John Harbaugh said he's getting Sonny Styles. I ain't gonna lie. I mean, these could be BS.
Yes.
I didn't care. I also did not care. I'll be honest with you. I'm like, and I don't care. Thank you, but so what? You know what I mean? The challenge was I went to Sonny Styles media availability.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh dear God, this might be is anybody see me over here? I gotta go start talking to people because they gonna get this dude. But I was like, this is an issue. Don't let him go there, please. But then as I started talking, ask Lake. If y'all know Lake Lewis, tag Lake Lewis. And I told Lake Lewis, Lake, I think I got something to tell you. I think I figured out who the Commanders might draft at 7. I think they might be drafted Sonny Styles. He's smart like Bobby. He's smart. He's like super cerebral. And I snuck off and had a little sidebar conversation with him. And I was like, yeah, nah. Oh God. Jordan's in trouble. Like everybody's in trouble. He could be the Mike. All I'm saying, I don't think he's going to be there. However, I don't think anybody's answered the true question of who. I'm like, with beyond a shadow of a doubt, who is Mike? Now, absolutely, Jordan did it. Bobby wasn't at practice a lot at the end of the season, because he was on the injury report. So Jordan can do it.
Yeah. And we'll let
Roy was good. I mean, I'd say what's up to Roy. I know it's Roy.
Yeah.
What's up, Roy? Yeah, what's up? Yeah.
Oh, look, Paul said, Mama gone.
No, I'm just saying, what's up, man? You come in, you good.
Hey, look, my man, I saw my man Todd said I came in like the Nigerian Freddy Krueger. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I think that's hilarious, dog. And knowing, and I ain't gonna lie, listen, like a side note, I'm kind of loving Adam Peters right now. He getting all the Nigerians. I love it. All the all Nigerians, bro. Like all I'm seeing is Nigerian names on the timeline of being signed. But yeah, what's popping? What's popping?
Not much. No, we just talking about the defensive moves that have been made today. We talked about, just to catch you up, we talked about the tight end. Chig coming to being a tight end, with the tight end room still being too full, and that we think but another tight end, that there's some people that's not gonna be here, right? We see that now because you can't carry 5 tight ends. Can't carry 5 tight ends. We talked about, the linebacker situation with Leo Chanel coming in from the Kansas City Chiefs.
Yeah.
Only missed 4 tackles last year, played over 440 snaps last year. 130 of those snaps he played was on passing downs, so it means he covers, right? So we talked about him. Also gave a shout out to that they also signed another Kansas City Chief. Again, you talk about Nigerians, right? Charles Anawa.
I gotta see the name. Once I see the name, I know he's Nigerian. I ain't really look at his name thoroughly.
Yeah.
I saw I need to see though. I was like, yeah, he's Nigerian.
Signed him today. So Washington playing heavily on defense in the first day of free agency, which again, myself and a lot of the people in the chat feels because they went heavy defense for the first day of free agency. Not saying that they're going to go offense, that the draft is tending more towards that they're going to go offense in the draft. Your thoughts?
No, I think so. Oh yeah. Many who. Many who. So yeah, I think that's what it is. And I think it's a great game plan. I'm not gonna lie to you. I think it's a good game plan. Get all the bodies, get the guys you want to get on defense in free agency. And then now you have an opportunity to get the best player available. You kind of put yourself in a situation, the best player available whoever, and I think that in turn, it won't be an edge rusher. Obviously, I don't think it's gonna be an edge rusher, but I think everything else is open, in my opinion. Like everything else is open. Like you can get Love. If you wanted to, you can make an argument of getting a wide receiver. You can make that argument. You can make the argument of getting in that situation, like Candi said, a linebacker, like a middle linebacker, everything is open now. It's open except for edge rusher. Everything's open. You know what I mean? So I just obviously not wide receiver, no, but everything's pretty much open. I mean, not wide receiver, I mean quarterback, no, but everything else is open. So I do like the game plan. I'm not but I'm also not a person, I'm not a person that is going to be getting hype over free agency because a lot of these guys they got prove-it contracts, so they got to prove it. You know what I mean? Like these 1-year deals are prove it. They're not here other than like the tight end.
Jig.
Oh yeah. I mean I could call Okunwu. That's his name. Okunwu. Other than Okunwu, the K is silent. Other than Okunwu, like you won't get like he's solidified. Like I think he's solidified. He's a 3-year contract. He's fine. He is going.
3 years. 3 years, $30 million.
Yeah, he's going to be your starting tight end in my opinion. 3-year contract. That's the money allocates a starter. That's starter's money. But other than that, I think like I know a lot of people get hyped with like the DMV kid from DeMatha and now went to University of Maryland and Nick Cross. That money because that's a 2-year deal. That money he's going to compete with Quan. Quan and they got to compete. That's not a given situation. They got to compete. So I know people get hyped. Oh, this person it's a competition now. That's a competition situation. Then you got
Long Nick Cross can tackle. He beat Quan Martin any day.
I know. See, this is the thing, and I think somebody said this, and I totally agree. We got to see it with Durante. Like that's the thing. Like everybody, it goes both ways because I kind of had to tackle this in the way because a lot of times I'm saying like even. And I said this before with Owe, like you're like Owe, he's gonna for a lot of people, the perception is gonna be that he has to get 10+ sacks, right? The perception, you know what I'm saying? But he's never been like he's been a 10 sack. He had 1 year of 10 sacks. Every other year is like 7.5. Yeah, 7.5 twice. But he's been a 10 sack guy. I mean, he had 1 year of 10 sacks. But again, with Durante, maybe he takes him to another level. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, your perception. This is the thing. Quan last year was bad. No one's arguing that. But the year before last year, we didn't say that. We weren't saying Quan was bad. I'm just saying the money. What people think now, the money allocates where the money is at right now. But that money tells you, like you gotta pay it. Like Candi says, use your clues. That money tells you. That money. Look. This is the thing, and this is the real talk. I'm gonna be real and be very as transparent as possible. If he's as good as everybody already, if he's that good, right? Because people are hype on him, and I'm not saying he's not going to be good because he could be good with Durante. But think about this, real talk. He is 24 years old and only getting a 2-year deal. Think about that. Usually, when you're 24 and young, if you're older, they're going to give you. If you're older, you're going to get the 2-year, 1-year deal. When you're young, he's 24. Think about it. He's 24 getting a 2-year deal. He's getting a proven deal at 24. If you really believe in him like thoroughly, you're going to give him at least a 3 to 4 year deal. If you believe in him like that, and he's not even making that much. So I'm just telling you, like people got to pump their brakes and he's automatically going to start. It's going to be a competition. If he wins the job, then it's fair. That's it. But it's a competition. It ain't Quan not starting. It's a competition. The money tells you what it is. If he was getting a 4-year deal, then we can have that discussion. He's got a 2-year deal being 24 years old. Think about that. What 24-year-old that you know and that's good is getting a 2-year deal?
That's right. I love that, Wole. I love that. And it's like, where's the depth? I see comments in the chat. Right. Like, if nothing, Quan might lose his starting job, but he's still on the team. You know, he's depth. He's got to be something. You can't just, you know, and Glenn was saying this earlier before you came on. Look at the huge drop off. If they learned, we talked about it all year anyway, there was no depth. As soon as somebody got hurt, it was like nobody could go to.
Yeah.
You know, like legit.
Yeah.
Nobody. And you're talking about playing until February.
Mm-hmm.
What they experienced in 2024 was an anomaly when it came to health.
Mm-hmm.
And you still got smoked in the NFC Championship, but still, it was an anomaly. Like, that just doesn't happen in the league consistently. So you gotta be ready. And yes, we talked about that before you came on, Wole, this is a competition.
Yeah, sometimes
like, let's not forget, one of the pillars of this program is competition. Whoever, now that's one thing that I could appreciate. Joe Witt would say, I would appreciate that.
Yeah,
he would literally at least at the beginning, he was like, "Don't ask me who's starting in May." I will never forget that. Like his first, like not his first presser, but in OTAs, he was like, "Do not ask me who was starting in May. I don't know. Whoever wins the job, week 1, ask me the week of week 1 when I got to do my availability. Who's gonna start? They ask me then, but do not ask me in May who's starting, because this is a competition. We got to see what we got. And we're gonna go from there. I always appreciated that type of honesty. And yeah,
you're right. We got to talk about Revo too. My bad, Roy. You're right.
I saw people talk about Tyler. There were several players that we saw excel in 2024, and it stopped there. There. So the ones that are still here through 2024, 2025, and now here with guys coming in, absolutely a competition. You got to earn your keep. And then you can use your clues on exactly what Wole said in breaking down contracts, right? Age plus contract years, right? To absolutely understand where that person may stand at that point. And so I love this. I think I said it on a show, or maybe I said it on here, what Paul is saying about time on task. Listen, if Cliff Kingsbury didn't leave me anything, he left me with a hat. Okay, because remember I used to talk about the Cliff Kingsbury hat? That and time on task. Do not waste any reps. No. Yeah. Because they saw with not having those reps that time away is critical, especially with injuries. I don't know what they want to do when it comes to injuries and stuff like that. But listen, did they get better at the positions? Yes. Are there absolutely still questions at several positions? Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just think that,
like I said, you can't win the championship on paper, right? You have to play. You have to play the game.
That's
and so it looks good. We're excited because we're reporters, we're fans, whatever you want to call it. We just know that this team looks better than it did last year, right?
Sure. It looks better. Like this. I agree with that. Like the players they added are players that can truly help you, and they can really make an impact. In my opinion, they can help you.
Correct.
But it still has to look. It still has to mesh. So I don't get into, because there's none of these players, they're better, but none of these players, like they are. This is what my thing was. This is still my thing. And I've said this, and if you listen to the show, you've heard me say it all the time. I've said this. They need a Jaden Daniels on defense.
Yeah.
That's what I've said. None of these players that they signed, there's no knock on them, but none of these dudes they signed are Jaden Daniels on defense. But are they better? Are they better than they were last year? Yes. You know what I'm saying? Are they better in terms of talent? What I think their talent is better. But again, it's still with all that being said, will that get the results that we want? We don't know. I'm gonna be real with you. We don't know. And we can hope on it, and we can hope for it. And like this is my thing. I said this for any young coordinator and anybody. I've said this for any young coordinator on any team. I want you to make that young coordinator's life easy. Like, I want you to give him as much talent as you can give him. So year one and calling plays, it ain't as difficult. Like, you don't have to be a mad scientist off the rip. Like, you grow into the position. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So I don't want him to feel like he got to be Brian Flores. No, I want him to kind of find his own way where eventually, because you can start with talent and eventually you become a Jedi in this thing, and then you're able to kind of like, all right, I could do it with this. I don't need this. I can do it with this. I don't need this. So, but this situation, I do think they're more talented. They've identified the players they like. Now, hopefully, they've gotten faster. They've brought some speed to the game. Hopefully, it's not always for me. It's not just speed. Speed is it's a big part of it. It's a part of it, but also you just gotta be good at what you do. So they need to be able to be good at what they do on the defensive side of football. I think OA is going to be good. I think it's going to be fine. My only concern with OA is the fan base, because the fan base be kind of different, because they're going to say, oh, if he doesn't get 10 sacks, he ain't that good. Why we get him? Like he's good enough. He's solid. But I just want people not to turn on him. Go ahead, bro.
Oh, yeah, but OA, I think it's going to be different. You know, if he doesn't get 10 sacks and this defense is doing well, nobody's
going to be different. That's true. They're doing well. I agree with that.
Right. Yeah, if the defense is doing well, they win a football game. Nobody's going to say a word.
Yeah, that's true.
The problem is if this team's defense is not doing well,
that's a very
and you gave this guy $100 million, then okay, you're going to take the blow. Because let's be honest, you just mentioned earlier, you need a quarterback. You need a quarterback on the defense. Well, if this team is not doing good on offense, who gets the blame?
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think,
right?
I think I see it kind of in two ways. They still don't have a quarterback field general. I don't know who the field general is on defense.
Yeah,
quarterback general, and they don't have a game record. Now, in the offense perspective, it happens to be the same person.
Yes.
Right? Where your quarterback is the game record.
Correct.
Yeah.
The Commanders had a field general before on defense, but it wasn't a game record, right?
Yes.
Because being able to execute, being able to know what's happening offensively and understand what's happening is different from being able to execute it.
Yeah,
right.
That's true.
And that is where things would falter. To call it out all day long, I could know exactly what's happening on offense. I could communicate it to all of you, and I can tell you what the play is, and I can tell you what to go. But if you don't execute it, and right now the defense doesn't have both of those. Not that we know of.
Yeah, not that we know of. That's a fair assessment. That's how I look at it. Yeah, that's what that's what I said like earlier. I'm like, somebody can emerge, and that's what we want, though, right? Like,
you want somebody to emerge
because look, man, like
nobody has in the last 2 years.
Well, I'll say this to be fair. I'm gonna be fair. You know, as much as I was giving them crap last year, year one, Frankie was a wrecker. Like, I ain't gonna hold you. Frankie was a wrecker in year one.
Yeah, and then he wasn't.
Yeah, then he wasn't after that. So, like, I'll give him credit. In year one, he was a game wrecker. So maybe there's somebody who can emerge in this new crop that can surprise us to be like a game wrecker. And we're like, oh, okay. One of these signings, like, oh, snap. It could even be a guy like some of these dudes they took a flyer on, like a Drake Jackson or somebody like, oh, right. I didn't know you could do that.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? Like even Doris Armstrong coming back of an injury. Like, oh, snap. You know what I mean? Like, so they have an opportunity. And what I like about it is versatility. And there's more individuals. Like now, I don't feel like I think we put a lot of pressure on Frankie to outplay who he is. Now I think Frankie can kind of just play. I think it was bad. I think now he just the pressure isn't on him to be the end all be all. Now they can just rotate him in to do certain things. Like I think year one, and I don't want to call it fool's gold because I don't want to be that harsh. But year one was like, because this is the thing about the league. Once you show success, right, people will adjust to you. Like the real ones know how to counter. If you ain't used to that type of success and you can't counter, then you're a one-trick pony. And that's what they're gonna expose you. So now there was a lot on his plate. They were trying to make him like the Micah Parsons of that defense. Now he don't gotta be that for real. Like,
I mean, it was a lot on a few people on that defense. Other than, you know what I mean? And people got a bad rap for it when the reality is they weren't that good.
Yeah.
And the defense wasn't that good the year before, but you saw people actually decline. Yeah. That was the problem. You saw a visible decline last year.
Yeah.
And I made a comment before you came on. I said, well, did anybody ever consider that Bobby Wagner he played 100% of the snaps because he had to?
So like, it's just to me, it's interesting.
I mean, I'm not saying that that's a good thing, but
yeah, I just think it's interesting. It's interesting,
man,
like.
That you got
go ahead, Candi. Go ahead, Candi.
Anybody had to pay 100% of the snaps.
Yeah,
all season long.
Yeah, I just think that somebody may emerge, and that's cool, man. Like I want somebody to emerge. This is the thing I hope for, man. I hope Adam Peters is so his game is so smart that he knows that said player going to step up, like be better. He's going to ascend. Like he's pretty much getting over on the contract. That's what I'm hoping for. Like I feel like I want Adam Peters to kind of be getting over on that deal, like on these guys' deal. Like, all right, I'm taking this on Chason. Like it's a 1 year, $12 million deal. Well, I'm hoping that he outplays that deal. You know what I'm saying? Like I want that's what kind of I'm hoping for, because Chason has been like Chason got potential, obviously a former first round pick, LSU. But he hasn't quote unquote lived up to what he's supposed to be. But he played well last year. That was his best year last year. So to give him his flowers.
But look at the coach he had too. I think Mike Vrabel played a big. That staff was a great staff last year in New England. So again, a different scene, different player, different staff makes a whole different scene. So it makes a different scene.
Glenn, I agree with you.
They're gonna have to get that difference maker. We've been talking about this for a while. I'm like, the difference maker is gonna have to be at 7. I don't know. And like you said, somebody could emerge, or if it's just better, everybody's gonna be better.
Yeah, that too.
Right.
It's just gonna be better, and so it's going to be interesting. How to see how it's going to be interesting. What they do at 7 will be interesting, because again, I feel I got to do. I don't know if you were on yet. I'm repeating myself. I'm not sure.
Go ahead. It's going to be new to me though. It's new to me.
Which was I know that I am very interested in seeing what the Tennessee Titans and the New York Giants do with their 4th and 5th pick.
Yeah, I just know
I think largely of what they do at 4 and 5 will impact what the Commanders do at 7.
I want to answer Paul's question real quick.
Right here. Go ahead, answer. Put it in.
I think Paul. I think you only get extra OTAs if you have a new head coach, not offensive coordinator. Yeah, it's a new head coach, not all offensive coordinator. But I do want to get to something real quick. I know we talk about all the players who are staying. We talk about all the players Washington brought in. I want to talk about a player. who left today.
Chris Rodriguez.
Chris
Rodriguez left. Because again, a lot of people don't think Chris Rodriguez got a fair shake here in Washington.
And let's be clear, I did give y'all a hint. Was I on this show? I feel
you did say that. Yeah, you did.
I said y'all need to watch running back.
Yeah, you said that.
I did give y'all a hint because it was letting y'all know there's gonna be some spots. So if you in the Jeremiah Love sweepstakes, things just improved for that theory.
Yeah. That's true.
I can tell y'all the Titans, Ruben Bain or Sonny. The Giants absolutely were on Sonny. Sonny will probably not be available at 7. So that I'm gonna keep saying that. But I don't know. Something's fishy is going on. I'm gonna find out what's going on because I got people. I'm gonna find out. I'm going to New York myself. But anyway, if you are advocate for Jeremiah Love at 7,
I am 110%.
You might get your wish. Is all I'm saying.
You might get your wish, as Todd said earlier today, man.
Yeah, hashtag Todd. You're right. Spread the love, man.
But yeah, I said, take a look. Keep your eyes out. Stay alert. Stay woke. I was like, running back is because Chris they weren't.
I mean, first of all, if I had an empty bottle, man, I would pour it out for Chris Rodriguez.
I would have to. That's
I mean, I want Love though, so I'm about to be backhanded and be like, I'm going to turn my back on Chris. But I mean, I do want to say this as much, like if you give me Love, I'm going to forget about Chris. I already know that. But I will say this though, like in terms of like Chris as an individual, as a football player, I don't know him as an individual, but I do think he deserves a lot of respect and credit for what he had to deal with the way they jerked him around. Because when they leaned on him, you saw like thorough production. And I think, to be real with you, like I think Jacksonville got a steal. Like I don't think I think he is steal. Because what Washington did with him, what he could have been with Washington, they didn't allow him to be. To be real with you, because anytime this is the thing. Anytime in any sport, and Glenn, I'm gonna let you go, Glenn. But anytime in any sport, when every time they get on that field and they get the opportunity and they produce, that's all you need to know. And they produce at tough times. That's all you need to know about a player, bro. Real talk. So I think Jacksonville, I'm not saying where he's going to be on the depth chart, but I know if he's going to get more carries, and I think they're going to be like, oh, I didn't know he was that good. They're going to say that. I didn't know he was that good. And I wish him the best, man. I really wish him the best.
Yeah. It's he didn't get a fair shake. And I will always go back to that moment in Madrid. I will always go back, because you know how you seeing something happen and you like, okay, we got enough challenges on this football team. I know I'm not seeing what I think I'm seeing. And it was, I've told the story a few times now. People in the press box like, oh, CWall must be hurt. CWall must be hurt. And I'm looking, I'm like, he's not hurt. You don't think so? You don't think so? He's not injured. Well, he's not in the game. We know, but he's not sitting on that bench. He looked like he was just itching to get back in the game. He kept that helmet on. He was ready to go, and they didn't call his number. And I was like, you've got to be kidding me. And that was such a great game for him, right? And he got sick the New York game, so that would have been a Chris Rodriguez game. I remember even Coach Quinn called it that. Like, that would have been a game that he would have really failed. So he didn't get a fair shake. But I've definitely alerted my folks down in Jacksonville to say, hey, listen, whatever you need from Bowie TV or Chris Rodriguez, we got you. You got yourselves one. I love it. I love it for him. I hate it for us. You know what I mean? Because he's such a great guy. But when he had the rock, he worked it. You know what I mean? And it was sad. It was quite sad. Like, I mean, but he deserved it. Oh yeah, the Falcons game 2 years ago. Yeah. Oh yeah, it was, and he was doing well.
Yeah, man.
I think McNichols there was some talk about McNichols coming back, but hey, still, that's like two people.
Noah
gotta go. Noah gotta go.
I don't think. I mean, and then and I've been telling everybody, Chris Paul.
What about Chris Paul? Yeah, but let me pull that up. What about Chris Paul?
Chris Paul definitely has interest in the league. He's got a market. So it now becomes who's paying.
Yeah.
Right. Because
hopefully the Commanders have an opportunity to match based on whatever it is, but he absolutely has a market. Of course he does. People need offensive linemen all the time. And that is one that I'm kind of like, all right, you guys, like, come on. He won the job, going back to competition, right? He won the job fair and square. He beat the draft. Chris Paul.
He got better. He got better over the last few years.
Yeah,
he got better over the last few years.
Like that's,
you saw the improvement.
The job fair and square. He should get paid. Here.
I agree with you, Candi. I just feel like when we talk about earning your keep and earning your work, that's what this organization talks about. He did it. So I mean, it is what it is. I think he has the opportunity to test his market. Hopefully the initial, this is what I will say. Hopefully the initial offer, I'm sure there was an offer. Hopefully the initial offer wasn't insulting to a point where he doesn't feel like, I don't want to come back. Like, you give me something better, like respectable, then I'm going to take that deal somewhere else. Hopefully it's respectable. The offer was respectable enough where he would give Washington the opportunity, if it ain't above whatever they're looking for, to match. Hopefully, wherever that number is. Hopefully.
Like I said, the guy worked his way, and he was terrible at one point, but he got better.
What's wild?
He got much better.
Much better. But I think that it's crazy because I know, like, he's always showed promise at guard. Like, when he came in the last game of the year against the Cowboys with Sam Howell as the quarterback, he actually played well. But then then in camp, I don't, like you said, Glenn, he didn't look as good. But then you could tell he took that to heart. And he's gotten better every year. He's like, and he has like, and Candi, I know you probably saw it early because I know a lot of folks are talking about him in camp. Like, he was looking great in camp from what I heard. So he's a guy that's been like, last year wasn't just games. He has been consistent throughout training camp, preseason to the regular season. So I'll let you know a lot about where his growth has been.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I'm gonna give a shout out to Donna Hopkins. Y'all know Donna Hopkins. Y'all tag her. I was talking about Lake earlier, so I mentioned Donna Hopkins because Chris Paul has been a player. Because Chris Paul has been on this roster for a while.
Yes,
you know, and she has had that relationship with Chris Paul, followed him quite some time, and understood like exactly what he could be. And so for him to emerge in the way that he did, believe it, he won it. He won the starting job fair and square. And what you both were talking about, we're going back to, if this is a program that prides itself on earning your keep competition,
that's what I'm saying.
Then if you earned your keep, your competition, you need to
reward me.
But be rewarded accordingly.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
But we all know that it comes down to dollars and cents. Just like what Todd is saying, did it come down to team investing money in the offensive line, or is it other factors?
Did they invest the ball? I mean, did they really? They invested in Tunsil. Who else they invested in for real?
They invested in Tunsil.
That's it. Just one person. Paul is a guard. You're not.
I mean, Sam Cosmi has his extension. But I think that's already accounted for.
That's already accounted for.
And this is the thing I'm saying. Like y'all acting like Paul ain't like real talk. Paul's market ain't going to be crazy, dog. Like real talk. Yeah, it's a good. And y'all acting like it's not a $20 million market. It's not even. It's not even 15 for real. I'm gonna be real with you. No. It's in that sweet spot at probably like 11, 10, 10, 11. That if that, you know what I'm saying. So I don't know what people keep thinking. Like he asking. Look, man, I'm gonna be real. Just Candi says use your clues, right? Look at the trend on how said person works. That's all you need to know. He has a number that he likes, and there ain't no knock. There ain't no knock. I'm saying that's the way he operate, but it ain't a wild number. Like he didn't in my opinion, he like overwent like some crazy number in terms of what he's asking for. I don't think that because unless his agent is dumb, I'm gonna be real with you. There's no way he's gonna say Paul is gonna ask for like 15 mil. That's not a thing. That's what I'm saying. Yeah, that too. I think that too. I think there's another divided. Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah. I mean, I agree with something somebody said to me.
but also too, you may want different draft picks, right? Different draft picks to come in, different draft picks who they're getting younger everywhere else. They may want to get younger on the offensive line, right? They may want somebody else to compete there and may have somebody else take Paul's job. So you got different things to look at in this era, man. So we can't. I think with this team, and can't get caught up with the old regime. There, we can't fall in love with players.
Oh, I'm not in love with them. I'm just saying, no, I'm not in love.
You got to fall in love with production.
Yeah, man, that's production. He had production. That's the point. It's not a player; it's the production. And to Todd's point, they won for a $29 million center. I'll say this much, man. I'm gonna keep it real. Did they get the 20? Did they get him?
No, they raised the number up.
I'm guaranteed. They went for a $29 million center. I'm sure they were trying to see what number they were going under his market value. That's what I'm saying. Like. Were they seriously really going to try to get like you could throw a number out on the day? That's what I'm saying. Like y'all gotta stop. Yeah, y'all gotta stop. Like shooting your shot, but it ain't. That's a reason, man. He ain't come over here, bro. Like everybody keep saying, well, they made a play for this player. I'm like, look, man, y'all gotta start looking at what it is and how people operate. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like how people really operate. Look, what you saw today in terms of the contracts that he gives out for free agency is how he operates.
Mm-hmm. And I would say, because I see, some questions in the chat too about this particular topic. I just feel like, if you go back and listen to some of the press conferences and I know I have even given Cliff a bad rap, not using rank and all that, but at the same token, you still got to listen to what they say in press conferences and the things that would say about Chris Paul. I think, he won fair and square. Yeah,
that's all I'm saying. Like, he won fair and square. This is the thing. Todd said this. I like Brandon Coleman. I thought Brandon Coleman played well at guard. I don't think he was bad at guard. But I do think they want Brandon Coleman to play guard. It's my draft pick.
but again, you got a new offensive coordinator this year who's been in the system, so he want to run his stuff.
You can run your stuff all you want, but again,
Best player, man.
Somebody wanted his guys to play last year.
But yeah, some people wanted his guys to play last year. Yes, correct. But if you're a new guy coming in, even though you was on last year's staff, this year it should always be. And you talk about money. It should always be the best 11.
It should be the best 11. But I'm saying this is my point. It should be. It should be
best 11.
It should be. But I'm just saying, like, all right. Let's all be real. Let's all be real.
Yeah.
GMs want their guys to play. All right, like they want and if it's a draft pick, because a draft pick shows you what you do as a GM. Like it lets you know, like, yo, I'm like, but if you have a awesome draft and your talent, the guys they play well, you look really good. There is an ego within. There's an ego within that, and that's real. That's for all GMs. And nobody's in. Like when I draft this dude, I don't want my dude to be a bust. I don't want that dude. I want to look good with that, like with that dude. Like I know, like Ben sitting not playing pisses him off mentally. I know it does. It has to. Like it has to. You know what I'm saying? Like you want to show, like, no, I know what I'm doing. So them dudes, so he wants them dudes to play. That's why, like, if Jordan, like, do I'm gonna get an? I feel like I drafted him. I want him to get an opportunity to play. Like they want their dudes to play. Like, don't get it twisted. He wants his dudes to play.
But like Paul said you got to justify drafting Coleman in.
Yes, you got to justify it. Like you got, and that's what I'm saying. And no, and everybody knows Brandon Coleman grew on me for his first year. Like I ain't think he was going to be good.
And I remember convincing you, like,
you told me that. Yeah. You told me to Candi. You told me like Candi. Now he looked good. I didn't think he was going to be good.
Yes.
I'm gonna be full transparency. Then I was like, oh snap.
We did talk about that a lot.
A lot.
Got him one. And he was somebody who we don't know what happened last year. I'm being honest. Other than you got beat out of your role.
Yeah.
Because remember, we were thinking he was gonna have a Pro Bowl year. Remember,
at guard, I was like, he's gonna be a killer at guard.
He was like, he was at left tackle. He gonna move to left guard. But remember, we were thinking he was going to right tackle.
Yeah,
right.
Cliff wanted Connerly. Cliff wanted Connerly. They got Connerly. Okay.
Yeah, because remember, Coleman was a starter for majority of that 24 season.
Absolutely, he was the left tackle. So we were like, all right, if they got Connerly, okay, Cosme will come back. And we were like, but Brandon Coleman at left guard, he could potentially have like a Pro Bowl season. We were like, he's gonna be up. And in training camp, I was like, wait a minute, this ain't.
Paul looked better. Paul looking better.
This isn't working out. Chris Paul looking better.
Real cool. We got super chat here.
Thank you. Hey, Tom, appreciate that.
Thank you, Tom. Appreciate you. Thank you for your content. Thank you for your content. Learning a lot from different perspectives on free agency. In the draft, free agency has been going great so far. Way better than last year. It truly has. Hey, want to share a point here, man. Thank you for the super chat. But also, we talked about. I want to bring back the coach's point. Only person here, and they started showing last year, was Jadon Newton. Once he got really healthy.
Oh man, we saw at the end of the year, man.
The only person who hasn't really played is Ben.
Right, the only hasn't played really is Ben. Ben is the one who really hasn't played. So
Ben has played. The challenge is you didn't hear their name.
Yeah.
Now remember, Coleman got beat out of his job, and then remember for a few weeks he was inactive. It was
but then when he got the opportunity in the season, he looked good. He didn't look good when he got an opportunity. When he went in for Tunsil, he had good showing.
Yep. We had talked about
that. He's not like I like Coleman. That's why I do like Coleman. But also I'm like, it's not. Oh man, appreciate. Oh my God,
$20 big money. Let's go.
I'll take it back. I'm done.
No. Yeah. You gotta remember.
Sorry, I apologize. I don't know who that is. Sorry, I don't know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's not $20.
No.
He's something different.
He's a good person. He's just a good person. That's all. He don't want no attention.
Oh.
My guy don't want no attention. Apologize for that. I just forgot, man. I apologize. Tom, I apologize because I respect, he's a good dude.
Really good dude. You know what? Coleman can play whatever they need him to play. To me, I think Coleman should be that kid that is versatile. Now you got to have that one lineman who's a utility lineman.
Yeah, but he should start though.
He should, but you got Tunzel on one side. You got Connolly who got better. You got Chris Paul potentially, or you have Coleman again. They have to fight each other out. Competition again if Paul stays. But if you sign Paul to stay, then kind of, to me, go back to your point earlier, Wally, you're kind of locking him up into a position, right?
Mm-hmm.
If you
is the left guard,
right. If you sign Chris Paul to come back to the Washington Commanders, you're telling him that he is the left guard. So that means there's no competition. There's only one spot left.
Yeah, pretty much. That's what it looks like.
That's you see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
So that Chris Paul signing or lack thereof is going to be a telltale sign for Brandon Coleman.
Mm-hmm. Coleman, like Riley and McKenzie. I like that comp. I do like that comp. I like that comp a lot.
You still got Mekhi Becton out there too.
I mean, I don't think, again, man, I think honestly, my opinion, if you don't bring back Paul, they're gonna put Coleman gonna be the guard. So I know that's fine. He's gonna be the guard. Like, there's no, everybody keeps talking about like who gonna play guard. I'm like, that's pretty easy. Like, I know who's gonna play guard. Like, it's about now signing somebody for depth. I mean, if you want that, yeah, signing somebody or drafting somebody for depth. But Coleman's gonna be a starting guard if they don't bring back Paul. That's where I'm at with that. But I don't look at them like.
Do y'all want him to come back?
Who, me?
Yeah.
I want Paul back.
Yeah, I want Chris Paul back.
Me too.
Like, I'm about earning your keeps. I want Paul back. Like, he earned his keep. I said this. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really mean this. The way he blocked. I mean this. If Washington was good, was a good team, he had consideration for the Pro Bowl. That's how well he was playing. Only gave up 2 sacks all year. That's how well he was playing.
Right. Yeah. Here's a
like,
question.
If they're a good team, like it's like if Laramie Tunsil, if Washington was good, Laramie Tunsil would have definitely been a Pro Bowler.
He would definitely be a Pro Bowler.
That's absolutely a guarantee. He's a guaranteed Pro Bowler. He should have been a Pro Bowler anyway, but he's a guaranteed Pro Bowler if the team was good.
Yep.
Let me be real with you.
Here's these 2 questions for you guys as we get ready to wrap this thing up a little bit. Here's a question here is, any idea about center? That's the first thing.
Yeah.
And then coach asked the question, how are you feeling about Allegretti? Allegretti at center. Any ideas?
Candi, you go ahead.
Unfiltered. Like it was me. But
y'all want me to answer that question?
You know, he's a nice person.
I love it. I love a nice person. I love it.
You know, and he came to he was one of my go-to people on the offensive line when I wanted to know what was going on. And so I like talking to him.
I like nice person. Go ahead. Go ahead.
And I think let this comment come up. Somebody got a comment, and that should answer your question.
Where is it at? Right now?
Right here.
This right here?
Yes.
KC fan here. I'm a no on.
Yep.
Thank you.
Yep.
No. Yep.
You know, very
been
nice.
saying that. Yep.
And I mean, that he coming in with the team now.
Shelly, I always appreciate Shelly. She always pull up. I love Shelly.
Yeah,
hey, Shelly.
Hey,
Shelly. Hey, but we need a draft for center. Center need to be drafted. Sorry.
She said, short-term draft, a center for long term.
Yes.
Yeah.
I hope he's not even short-term. I'm not going to lie to you. That's how bad I think Allegretti is. I'm going to be real with y'all.
Coach Deluxe got a good point. How about Coleman at center?
Now, why people keep saying that? No, I don't want him at center. I want him at guard. Why people? Did he play center in college? People always do it saying that. Did he play center in college? Has he ever played center? Candi, has Coleman ever played center?
I'm sorry, I'm trying not to be negative about.
No, because people be saying it. I've been trying to figure that out.
I don't know.
No.
But there are definitely no. There are centers in the draft. All I'm saying is with Jaden Daniel, what is being spoken out loud, that Jaden will be more under center. There isn't one right now, unless you're going with Allegretti.
I mean, I like what he thinks though. I like the way he thinks.
That's cool. I mean, it's cool. Center, but I just
they taught him, I guess. I don't know if they try and do all of that.
The center. This is a very
that's important.
Yeah. When that happened that Thursday night at Combine, I was like,
yeah, Shelly, I agree.
Oh my gosh, and I guess somebody said it was predicted maybe amongst the fan base, and hey, whoever predicted that, very good job, because I was
predicted what?
That Tyler Biotic would be released. I feel like I saw that on one of our.
Somebody produced it, or somebody predicted that the fan base would do that.
Fan base was predicting that he was going to be released. I had not heard it. That was not one of my predictions for certain.
It's all good.
And so, yeah. Now again,
that's a good point, Deluxe.
Spencer Fano, have you said the Miami offensive tackle? He has been mocked to the Commanders. So I ain't saying that's what they should do with their 7th pick, but he's absolutely been mocked to the Commanders.
Yeah, everybody's been mocked to the Commanders.
Everybody, the whole top 10 had been mocked to the Commanders.
Romeo Dobbs is mocked to the Commanders. A lot of people mocked to the Commanders.
Well, I mean, but
I said people mocked. I ain't say he was Alec.
It is definitely specifying. No, he's definitely been mocked to the Commanders.
I know. I wasn't Alec.
And I probably shouldn't tell y'all this, but yeah, he was definitely mocked to the Commanders because I left Combine on that Saturday, and it literally asked directly to me several times, like, "You're not staying for the offensive lineman. You're not going to stay. Now since things have changed, you're not going to stay." I was like, "No, go home." And I thought about it, and I was like, "Oh, I see why I'm getting asked that question so much."
Oh, he took some snaps in the practice. Oh yeah,
he did last year.
He did take some snaps. I mean, so did I. So I'm playing.
I know. I feel you. Right? I'm sorry, man. I'm telling you, man. I know people are hopeful. But
being a former O-line coach in high school, right? And I know this is not high.
No, I mean you coach. Don't change yourself. You coach.
Yeah, go ahead. For not being. If you look at your best 5 people that you have in the house right now, what you want your best 5 linemen on the field at whatever position.
That's true. That's true. You would.
So if you had your best 5 linemen and this is a project that you wanted to work on, and you think he could do it,
that's fair. That's a fair point.
You do it because you have your best 5 linemen that's there, right? Yeah. But again, you do want to you don't have time for the development, but you have time. You want to get somebody experience. The development. If this team you're 5-12, the development piece you don't have time for, right? But you do want your best 5 linemen on the field, whoever they may be.
That's a very fair point.
So if somehow that works out, those are your 5. Again, we talk about the theme of this show has been competition, right?
Yeah.
Like, so if he remember, he's played tackle, he played guard.
Yeah.
If he can compete,
that's a good point.
If he can compete there, or you can teach him there,
hope he works on it now.
I'm just saying, like, if that was the case, I mean, Glenn, what you said was awesome, bro. I ain't gonna hold you.
It was good.
But if that was the case, if they really want to put their best 5 on the field? Why they ain't put Brandon Coleman at right tackle?
It's just.
I'm just saying
because the draft pick, you can't. My man Cliff was like, "Yo, this is my dude." As you said earlier, if you draft him, you got to play him, right?
Yeah, I agree. No, I agree. I'm just saying if they were really thought like that.
This one for you, Cliff. This one was for you.
I'm just saying you was really thinking that way. I'm just saying they was really thinking the best 5. Glenn, your point is right. You do want your best. Glenn, that's a perfect point. I'm just saying, like, they thought that way. I just said, why wasn't Brandon Coleman trying to play? Why they have him out there right tackle?
This, to me, this topic is still flying under the radar. Yes, it's that center left guard. Soon as you think they got it all figured out, right? Like, at least they got offensive line figured out. Nope. This is a topic that's flying under the radar that everybody needs to be paying attention to.
Yeah.
It is. I agree. I totally agree.
Yes. Hey, but anything else? Or we got a great show?
Well, we good, man. We good.
We good.
I think we covered everything. We'll see what else happens. Free agency.
Well, it pops up, man. Things that happen. We got Nigerians running the world. Bam Adebayo had like an 83-point game. Washington signing all freaking Nigerians. I mean, this is not just these days have been all Nigerian. Only
bad thing is Bam did against the Wizards.
Hey man, Wizards be giving out charity. I appreciate them though. They're good. They're good for the world.
They're good for the world. Hey, Candi, let everybody know where they can find you, where they can follow you, where they can keep up with you all the whole night.
I hope everybody's enjoying free agency now because on Monday night y'all weren't. So y'all can find me on X formerly known as Twitter at CWall SE. Yes, thanks, Paul. And I love doing this with you guys. So thank you. I love the partnership between you all and Bowie TV. So I really appreciate it. Across all platforms, Bowie TV or Bowie TV Sports, make sure you're subscribed to the Bowie TV YouTube page. If you're in Prince George's County, Maryland, and have not cut your cable, you can find Bowie TV on Comcast channels 190 and 1097. And as far as myself, again, you can find me, Candi Waller, across all platforms of CEO CWall SE. In the words of Coach Prime, I ain't hard to find, especially now.
No, you ain't. Yeah, right now, you ain't hard to find. Yeah.
I appreciate all the support that you all and give the Bowie TV, and lots of press conferences tomorrow. I'll tell y'all that. Lots of press conferences tomorrow because they did a lot of signing, so people are coming in. If you haven't heard, listen to Marcus Mariota's.
I ain't talking. Y'all talk about him?
We did not talk about Marcus.
We did not talk about Marcus.
I'm surprised he came back. I do want to say that I am surprised he came back.
I'm not. This is
you. I am. I'm gonna go lie to you. I'm surprised, and he said his family wanted to go on the West Coast. I thought that was a report. They did want to move back. I'm surprised, but it worked.
I think he loves Jaden. And he loves the fact, and he loves Jaden,
and he loves Blau, right? He loves Blau.
And that's what I'm about to say. He loves Blau. If anybody else became OC, I think he'd have been gone. But because Blau became the OC, he like, you know what? I'll give y'all one more.
I was surprised. I'm not gonna hold you. I was surprised. I'm glad I was wrong too.
And he was honest that he did test the market. He did.
Yeah.
There was interest.
Did the Rams call? Did the Rams kind of call him?
I ain't gonna tell Marcus. It was interest outside.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Okay.
But he loves Jaden. They all love
Garoppolo got the Rams backup job, didn't he?
Oh, he got it.
I think Garoppolo is still.
Oh, did he get it before? Did he get it early?
Did he get it?
I think Garoppolo got it.
Did he get it before? Did he got it?
Let me double check. Let me double check that. But
did he get it?
We might have to check some of these, y'all.
Yeah, I mean, Marcus, I was surprised, bro. I thought he would definitely go on with Cliff and what's his name, Johnson. I thought he was going both of them.
He love it. But he was rushing us today. He got to get out there early. I mean,
I'm happy. No, I'm happy. I think that he's a very good individual for Jaden. I think I do. I agree. I think he's good because I do not like the options they had. The options they had besides him. I'm sorry, I don't like the options. And I will say this too. I mean, if I'm this dirty, but I'm serious. I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I think Marcus thinks he has an opportunity to touch the field every once in a while with Jane on the field. I think Marcus be like, Jane missed a couple. I get an opportunity to be on the football field. Jane don't start every game. He don't play every game. No, but he's still available. Scott said Garoppolo's still available.
All right, okay.
Garoppolo's still, I thought I didn't see.
Okay.
But I mean, hey, I guess he's at a place where Marcus has had a rough go, and he's somewhere he's happy with people who really do love him.
They appreciate him, right? And appreciate him. No, he's. I think the fan base appreciates him. Like some of the folks be weird about Marcus, but I think the fan base should appreciate him. He's such a good
dude, and he is. He's an amazing big brother to Jaden.
He is
amazing.
Yes, but this might be his last rodeo anyway.
I mean, it's a 1 year deal, right?
1 year deal. It's a 1 year deal.
Oh yeah, it's fine. Last deal. I mean, Adam, like I said, man, Adam believes in like short-term relationships. He don't like putting a ring on it. So Adam liked the little, he liked the dude that he wanna he gets you for like the 1 month he in love with you. And after 3 months, he'd be like, I don't know if this is gonna work.
PJ85.
That's what I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. Like,
yeah, it is, man. Man. But Wally, get us out of here, man.
Man, I appreciate everybody to pull up to the podcast. All Burgundy Gold Errything, powered by the Urban Sports Scene and Fox Sports Radio, 96.9 FM and 1340 AM, Hopewell, Virginia. You guys are amazing. You guys rock in the chat. You got runaway groom. Y'all hilarious. But I appreciate everybody. Candy's always dope. You know what I'm saying? Glenn, thank you for holding it down. You the man. George, who couldn't make it, man, is dope as well. Everybody who helps us put this together, because everybody who helps us put this together. I mean, like the chat, you guys with your content, your comments, you all help us, and then y'all share, y'all retweet. You help this thing grow, so I appreciate everybody. But anyway, you've been listening to us for ages. Yeti deuces, we are out.